Hi, this is Immr with the US stock highlights here on Share Talk for Tuesday, the 29th of December. Starting off with Biol, where there's good progress after last week's gap through the 200-day moving average there around the 38 cents level. We've had another gap higher today, and the view is that while we're above the resistance level of last week at 0.5 pence on an end-of-day close basis, we could see the shares up to the top of that broadening February triangle, heading as high as 90 cents, hopefully as soon as the end of next month. Moving along to the next contender, another bullish-looking situation, Bionanogenomics. Here we've got the shares hitting the target that we set for it at the top of that rising trend channel from July, so that was around the $1.30 level. Hopefully we could see an end-of-day close or a weekly close above that to give us a fresh target for the shares. That would be towards the line that I'm just about to draw now, so hopefully towards the $1.80 level. That's a March resistance line projection. And the upside here valid at least while we hold above the intraday resistance of last week at $1.02. So above $1.02, heading hopefully towards $1.80 as soon as the end of next month, or perhaps going into February, given the percentage gain that we'll have to see there. Next situation is one that has got the right bullish credentials in the near term, bounced off the 200-day moving average and off the floor of that the gap to the upside at the beginning of November. The gap there around the $10.34 level, the lows recently down to $10.55, so it's a failed gap fill, which is normally very bullish. And the view at this stage is that having broken both the 50-day moving average and that line of resistance from November at $11.33, we could see shares of Cste head up to the top of that rising February trend channel as high as $15, hopefully by the end of next month. Next situation is one that is a new name for this particular sweep in the near term, Irix Corporation. Here we've broken that line of resistance from February, so quite a big development there, $2.15. And while we're above that, looking for the top of the rising trend channel from the end of, I suppose the summer of last year at $4.50 plus. Ideally, there's no end-of-day close back below the recent gap to the upside of the floor of the recent gap at $2.41. If we can get away with that, that would be a great thing. But otherwise, $2.15, the stop loss on the bull argument ahead of hopefully $4.50. On to another situation which is in the limelight at the moment, Immr Corporation. Here we've had a nice clearance of that old September resistance at $10.86, and while we're above that, looking towards the top of the rising trend channel from July last year, currently pointing at a $16 target, hopefully as soon as the end of next month. Next situation is one which is giving cause for optimism in terms of where the shares may continue to head over after the latest gap to the upside. The bull argument very much in place while we're above post-July, post-August resistance there at $2.86. While there's no end-of-day close back below that, we can still hit the top of the rising trend channel from September last year, currently as high as $6, hopefully as soon as the end of next month. Maybe a 1 to 2 month time frame may be fair on this situation, but ideally there's no break back below $2.86 for Koss Corporation. Next up, a stock which is new to this sweepy Moho, which has a very nice looking turnaround on its daily chart. That started in, I suppose, the latter part of November. We had a temporary break of the 200-day moving average. Then that 200-day line now at $2.84. Looking for an end-of-day close above that to give us a target as high as $6, which is the top of a rising May trend channel drawn from the early part of this year. The upside argument still in favor while we hold above the 50-day moving average at $1.90, but the buy trigger here would be above the $2.90 zone over the next week or so. On to a stock which I have covered a couple of times before and seems to be one which is gaining traction, Nano Dimension. We've had a great December so far, and the view is while we're above the initial December resistance at $7.97 on an end-of-day close basis, the target here, hopefully by the end of next month, is as high as an August 2019 resistance line projection, currently promising a target as high as $12.40 plus. Just a couple of stocks to go now. First one is Oxbr, which has been here before, but looks particularly encouraging at the moment. What we've got is a break of this resistance line there from October, and also the neckline area at $2.18, so an end-of-day close above that today could set the shares on their way towards a top of June price channel target as high as $5 over the next 1 to 2 months, so call that by the end of February. Obviously, if you look back, you can see that the shares have been able to spike higher in just 24 hours, so maybe we won't get that kind of power this time, but 1 to 2 months time frame on a $5 target, while we hold above the $2.10 to $2.20 area, seems to be fair for Oxbr holdings. Finishing off today with another new name, and it's Tenx Therapeutics. Here we've had a gap through a resistance from September at $1.98. We need to hold above that level on an end-of-day close basis in order to maintain the momentum that we've had with a massive gap to the upside today. Best case scenario target around $3.50 by the end of next month, especially while we hold above the $2 area. Otherwise, one would wait for a decent weekly close back above $2 to justify that the shares have enough momentum for the upside. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.